As we continue our weekly interviews during this suspension of the Major League Baseball season, it's our pleasure to have a chance to chat with one of our favorites. Cameron Maybin is joining us from his home in Asheville, North Carolina. Cameron, how are you? It's wish I was under better. I wish I was seeing you at the ballpark right now, but it's great to see you. How's everything?
Yeah, Dan. Likewise, things are as good as they can be. Definitely enjoying my family. But I can't say it enough how much I wish I was playing baseball right now. So this is a tough time right now.
What I want to go, but before we talk about kind of how you're occupying your day and some of the things you're doing to stay sharp, I'd like to go back to spring training just because I thought there were so many good things going on in the spring. Having you back was a lot of fun. You were a late signing in the off season. What was it like, first of all, being back with the team that originally drafted you all those years ago for a third time?
Yeah, it's just it's one of those things that it feels right. It felt right. The relationship that I have with the Detroit community, the Tiger organization. I always feel like a lot of people in that organization, helped mold me, and at the beginning of my career taught me how to be a professional. So I am extremely grateful to the Tigers organization. Extremely grateful that I was drafted by an organization who, at the time had so many veterans to teach me, how to be a professional, how to be, a big leaguer. And to do it for a third time, it means a lot to me. It lets me know what they think about my character. Something that I, take a lot of pride in is how people respect you as a person, not just an athlete. So, for the Illages to have me back, for Al to want to see me back, for the coaching staff to want me to be a part of this. I was super excited, and super bummed at the same time because you were really getting that feel of kind of seeing what we kind of have stirring in the pot, and it's some pretty nice ingredients, I like to call it.
I thought that kind of the two big things, my takeaways from spring training at the time it was shut down, the impact that the young kids had on kind of the excitement level, if you will, the Mises and Mannings and Scoobles, not to mention some of the younger players, the position players, Willie Castro, and I know Isaac Paredes was hurt, but Travis Demeritte had a big spring. It just seemed to add an element of excitement. And the other thing was the impact that the 5 veteran free agents had on the young players. You talked about you being mentored earlier in your career. Talk about some of the things that, because it seemed like you and Scope and Crone and Romine and Nova, all in your own way, were making an impact in that whole key area of mentoring younger players. Talk about some of the things that you enjoyed and some of the younger players you enjoyed having conversations with, because they were taking place every day.
It was, and it was really weird to be on the other spectrum of it. I've been on that end, but I was the young guy, all open ears and wide-eyed and wanting to get any piece of advice that I could. And, to be on the other end of it now, I think the Tigers have done a great job of putting together some very talented guys, but guys who want to learn, guys who are eager to listen and hear and learn from, the guys that, we brought in this year. And I think for the guys that we brought in, we were not there last year, but it's a different feel already. It's a different feel, a group of veteran guys who allow guys to be themselves as well. You got to kind of have that, big brother feel, kind of, smack them on the behind when they mess up, but also allow, but keep them confident and allow them to know that, it's a part of it. And we still want them to be themselves, and if we're going to mess up, go, mess up doing it the right way. But just the chemistry, I think even the 6 guys, and then, even having Jody Mercer, who was there, who's a veteran guy who brings so much leadership, who, he brings so much to the table from his personality. So when you add, the 6 guys that they brought in and, and then you got Miggy, who is, we all saw what he looked like. We all saw him back, he was smiling. He was, feeling good. When you feel good, it does something different to you as well. So, even when you got that exuberant Miggy along with those pieces,
And then you've got Riley Green, who knows, he may not be that far away either, but last year's 5th overall pick. And he ended up getting as many plate appearances as some of the regulars in spring training, and all he did was get on base every time, it seemed like. He and Parker Meadows are both intriguing in different ways. Riley Green clearly is a little more advanced, but Parker Meadows, everybody raves about his talent and talent level. Anything that kind of struck you? And I'm going to throw Cody Clemens in there too, because he ended up coming over a lot from the minor league camp. Just those three, just because I think they've kind of gotten lost, or at least two of those have gotten a little bit lost among the talk about some of the other ones.
I mean, all three impressed me a ton. And again, even those young guys coming over from the other side, asking questions. If it wasn't me, it was, some other guy who had some time and had some experience, and and then watching them go out and just be confident and just play with that just freeness and that willingness to just be ready to compete. It was fun watching all three of those guys. Riley Green, he has something that you cannot teach. You can't teach just that ball to bat, hand-eye coordination, that ability to put the barrel on the baseball. He's a guy that you can just tell he'll be able to do that when he's, an old man, which is years to come. But that's a gift, a gift that you pray for and you hope for when you're a baseball player.
So Cameron, I'm assuming you just right now, like most everybody else, just trying to stay fit, be ready as much as possible, and hope for the best.
Yeah. Right now, working out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. My trainer put together a really nice gym in his garage. I mean, he gutted his garage, built a nice gym. So it's just myself, my 12-year-old getting some training in with me. I'm hitting with my 12-year-old 3 or 4 times a week. We're actually about to go play long toss after this. After we get off of here. So, I'm getting my work in. Trying to just stay at it. Trying to mentally stay ready and prepared for baseball and for playing this season. At the end of the day, I don't want to be caught by surprise, and it's a part of just trying to stay optimistic, and positive that we're going to get something going.
What's your son's name?
His name is Trent. He's 12, so he's on the travel ball scene, and he loves the game, and he loves it. He's my mini me. So
I don't want to keep you any longer. Then you go play some long toss with Trent and have a great time. We thank you so much for your time, Cameron. It's been great chatting with you.
Dan, I appreciate it, and also just want to say one thing. Prayers and wishes goes out to the K-Line family. That man was nothing but great to me. I was just, happy that I was able to spend some time with him this spring. And his memory will, be long, long remembered. And we just want to send our prayers and our wishes out to the K-Line family, and let Al know he will be forever, forever missed.
That's a very nice sentiment. He really had an ability to connect with players of all generations, didn't he?
Absolutely, man. His smile, literally was just looking at some pictures today, and I was just like, the man's smile. I got goosebumps just now. He just has such an infectious smile and an infectious personality. I mean, even this spring, he came up to me this spring and, asked me how I was feeling. And I was like, Al, just my time is a little off. He always, called me Cammy. He goes, Cammy, I'm not worried about you, son. He told me, as long as I've known you, when it's time to go, you're always ready. And I, just like the little things that this man, after all that he's accomplished, he still was aware of the guys that were around and playing, and he still cared. He cared about the next guys up in this generation, and wanted us to all be great. So I'm just very, very thankful I had the opportunity to be in his presence, and call him a friend.
No, that's great. Cameron, thanks again. All the best to you. Hope to see you at the ballpark at some point in the not too distant future.
All right, Dan, you take care.